Hello and welcome to another episode of the Punk Rock Health Podcast. In this episode, Amy's back with us and we're also joined by Tom as we taste all of the fake beers our local supermarket has to offer. Join us for a bit of chatter about mindful drinking in preparation for New Year celebrations, alongside some clinks, slurps and burps as we try a ton of beers without getting drunk. I hope you enjoy it. Alright, welcome to the podcast. Hello. We've got Amy with us today.
It's nice to be back.
Back once again with the ill behaviour. We've got Tom with us today as well. My long-suffering other half.
Some might say better half.
Some
Hairier
might.
half, definitely.
Hairy half. Oh, I'm going to start calling him my hairy half. So, I gathered you all here today because I want to try all the fake beer.
Good.
So, we've got a stack of fake beer in front of us, and because I think often when you're trying to be mindful with your drinking, being a little covert, feeling like you're joining in, really helps.
I work in a bar and we often have an alcohol-free on draft, and the amount of people that come and do a round and sneakily get the alcohol-free and then they just go back to their group and be like, and I'm like, I know.
It's quite funny, the stigma, isn't it?
But it's nice. It's nice to have a pint and feel like you're doing what everyone else is doing. And
Yeah, I did that a few weeks ago. There's the PunkAF one. We all gone to Brewdog and had about 3 or 4 of them, and then I switched to the normal punk, and I was like, whoa, you can actually taste the alcohol, because I got used to it, and I was kind of going...
It's nice. They're doing a whole range. They do a hazy one as well, which is really popular.
I mean, alcohol beer is better than it used to be by a long way, I think. Yeah, even
it
in
used
the last...
to just be Caliber, and that was it.
Yeah.
If I remember rightly.
And then there was
which tasted dreadful.
Beck's Blue, basically.
But full disclosure, I thought we were just going to see how many of these it would take for us to drink to get pissed.
Right, yeah, you were missold, I'm afraid. Yeah, don't worry, we'll have some real beers later.
I saw someone do that with chocolate liqueurs to try and get drunk. I was like,
you get diabetes before you get drunk, wouldn't
Or
you?
gout.
Yeah, and you'll throw up, probably. It's not a good time.
Disgusting. Yeah, but I mean, I remember when I first did Sober October, there was just about Beck's Blue. Just, pretty much in most supermarkets. But that changed the whole game for me.
It's changed very quickly, very suddenly.
Yes.
I was pregnant, obviously, 3 years ago, and when I was pregnant, there was a good range, but nothing like it is now. And that was like, not long ago at all, really. Yeah. But yeah, it was.
What do you think's driving that?
I think people are just becoming a lot more mindful of their health. I think that's a big thing, and it's not just with drinking; it's with diet as well. A lot of people are going vegan.
I mean, this is the problem with alcohol: is it is effectively poisoning yourself.
It is. I mean,
we see. Yeah, it's such a funny thing about being British as well. Is it's sort of so ingrained in our culture that it's like acceptable to be going, I'm going to go out and poison myself until I am sick. It's actively like
got
encouraged.
So poisoned last night.
Oh.
It's often said that if they discovered alcohol now, it wouldn't be legal.
Right, yeah.
That's a big rhetoric that I hear often, which I understand, because I mean it does impair your ability to make decisions. It changes your personality. It is addictive.
Very addictive.
Cool. Very really good about
very
my life
Moorish. Very Moorish. Well, this is the point. Today is really an exercise in having a little look at what else is out there and available for you.
Because a lot of people will be doing dry January.
If you're doing dry January, yes. Also, on New Year, we all cut loose and often overshoot it. And I'm thinking these are such good options that maybe you can have one in between. Because look, I don't like soft drinks. I don't really like sugary Cokes and so on. So if I'm out drinking, I don't really want to have a Coke in the middle of my night or a water, really. I mean, I force myself to have a water, but it's not like, part of this round, I'm going to not have an alcohol.
But it feels like a dip in the night, doesn't it? Rather than...
Do you remember when I did, it was my birthday a few years ago, and I was advised to drink a pint of water in between things, but I just ended up necking a pint of water, and it was kind of you're kind of missing the point here. Just chugging it so I could get back to the drinking. It was
but you can use these kind of things as a pacing aid for the evening. Also, they taste good.
They do.
They taste like beers. It's not like
they're not Caliber anymore. No, it's good.
Well, anyway, we've got a bunch here, so let's get into it. You can all pick one you want to start with.
Okay. I'm going to start with the Erdinger.
Okay,
This was
wicked.
my favourite when I was pregnant, and I just want to see if it's as good as I remember it being.
I think I'm going to go with the Peroni just because I've not tried
Interesting.
this
I
before.
really like Peroni.
Oh,
I like
Do you
Peroni.
want to try some?
No, yeah, we can all try
yeah.
each other's and see how we get on. I'm going to go with Ghost Ship because a couple of friends of mine have said it's really, really good.
Well, the Ghost Ship's
So-
actual beer is... Oh no, I'm confusing that with Shipyard. No, ignore me. Strike that.
Cool.
Right, yes.
There we go.
Clink,
Cheers.
Oh, clink, 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 cheers, cheers, cheers. Are we
Cheers,
going
cheers.
straight on?
Eyes, Amy, eyes, Amy.
Oh, crikey, sorry. Right, okay.
Sorry, I just went
Yeah,
straight
you
to
just
the
went
bottle.
straight to the bottle. Yeah, it's fine.
Sorry. I don't got cooties.
That is as good as I remember it.
That's lovely. Citrus pale. So I've got Ghost Ship Citrus Pale Ale. So this is like a low alcohol beer at a 0.5.
Yeah, this is 0.0.
Most of them will be.
Yeah.
It's not bad actually.
That's delicious. Switch?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Lovely.
This is the Erdinger. Sorry, I took the put the bottle away.
Right, you've got the Erdinger now, Tom.
Cool.
Gosh, that smells good.
Hoppy.
That Peroni's very sweet. That feels very sweet. And maybe because I had just had the Ghost Ship, but that feels fruity. That's like a...
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. It's managed to get the bitterness.
Right. Yeah.
Right, yeah. That's,
You'll find that the Peroni very sweet
Okay.
after.
That's the
And,
Erdinger.
this is the Erdinger.
I
Lovely.
like that.
It's really good. That's lovely.
That's good. Ghost Ship takes it for me. Ghost
Yeah.
Ship in at number 1.
I quite like a citrusy kind of
Yeah.
beer though.
Yeah, it's a citrus sour. Yeah, it's nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't like that Peroni at all.
No, it's very sweet after the other two.
It's a flowery aftertaste.
It's floral. Yeah, it's quite floral. I don't know how that compares to real Peroni. I quite like Peroni.
That tastes nothing like real
That doesn't
Peroni.
really taste like anything like...
Peroni's got quite a bitter kick to it for a lager, which is what I quite like about it.
Yeah.
It's quite crisp. I didn't manage to... This is the Ghost Ship. Does anyone want to have the last piece?
I will.
Last piece of beer.
Down it, down it, down it. Oh, we're getting crazy and wild.
I agree, though. I think the winner of that round was the Ghost Ship. And
Yeah.
then Erdinger second.
Another sip of that. Ghost Ship. That's lovely.
And the Peroni was a big miss for
Peroni's
me.
a flop. Peroni's a flop.
I didn't mind it.
Peroni real.
I didn't mind it. It was okay.
Erdinger was solid.
Yeah.
I like the Ghost Ship though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, next up. We've got some sours.
Yes,
This is exciting because...
This is a Brewdog Sour. This is their new one. And I have yet to try it. Even
Faux Fox.
Faux Fox. It's a raspberry shot. I don't really understand why they've brought out another raspberry sour because this is their other.
Oh, raspberry.
And it's raspberry.
Raspberry
again.
Blitz.
Maybe they just really like raspberries.
Maybe. I mean, they're pretty sour, aren't they?
Right.
You can taste the difference.
Let's taste the difference. Swap it out.
Yeah, let's put these two against each other.
Whoa.
Oh, she's frothy.
Dirty batch. Smells nice.
How you doing with them? Good? Tasty?
That's nice.
Yeah, go on. I'll try the Blitz.
Bit watery.
I mean, I don't really go for a sour anyway.
This doesn't taste
crazy,
like a
though.
sour, in my opinion. This tastes like raspberry pop, really.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not too bad.
I
So-
mean,
oh,
if you
God,
don't,
that's sour.
if you don't like, that's not very sour.
I don't like sours anyway. So I think you guys should really comment on these two because I'm
I
not.
prefer that one to that.
What's
Maybe
that?
that's why they've made that one because they've just refined this.
So you're saying you prefer the
This
Faux
one's got a bit more
Fox.
flavour.
I
That
agree.
one's a bit more watery.
This is a bit more watery.
right? So the raspberry Blitz is slightly watery in comparison to the
Yeah.
Faux Fox.
Yep.
As someone that does drink a lot of sour beer, that is not very sour at all. Pardon me, I was gassy. That's so much beer.
We didn't anticipate burping at everyone, did we?
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
No.
But yeah, that's not very sour. But that would be quite nice to break up. You know, because
Break up a night.
Yeah.
Break up
Because
drinking.
it's a different flavour, and lager can get a bit repetitive.
It
Probably
can
cut
do.
through.
If you're not, yeah. If you're not getting drunk,
Yeah.
you might not want to drink lager all night.
Well, do you-
Because
I
you
was-
get a bit of a lager mouth, don't you?
One of the things I was going to say is, do you remember like your first drink?
I remember being drunk for the first time, but I didn't know I was drinking alcohol, which sounds really creepy. if you think about it.
Someone's tricked you into
No,
it.
my cousin put vodka in my orange juice at my sister's wedding for fun. And I got smashed.
How did that go down?
Everyone thought it was really
How old
funny,
were
but
you?
now I'm
Oh my god.
like 12.
12, okay, that's kind of
I mean,
reasonable.
yeah.
If you were French, you would have been drinking for 10 years at that
That's
point.
true.
I'm kidding.
I think my first drink actually was probably sherry and lemonade.
Yeah.
Which is so Hampshire, it hurts.
Yeah, that's a bit fancy, isn't it? I had my first drink was a shandy. I've been drinking shandy ever since I was a little dot.
I got sent home from school once for having a shandy panda pop.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They phoned my mum up and said that I'd brought alcohol into school. My mum was
a
like, I gave it to her. And they said, well, she's got to go home.
That's a bit intense.
It was a convent.
Ridiculous.
Idiots.
What about you, Tom?
I can't remember. I think it was a hooch. It was either hooch or woodpecker. It was one of these really sweet kind of things. Because I used to...
graphite cider or something.
Oh, God. Yeah. White Star was the...
White Ace.
White Lightning as
White
well.
Lightning.
White
that was
Lightning. Regrettable.
It was just the cheap piss cider that would get you really, really smashed. But the first time I tried it, I just liked the taste of it. I used to like Bacardi Breezes a lot. So
Well, they're very sugary.
Yeah, I used to play in a lot of brass bands, and everybody drinking pints. There'd be me with my Bacardi Breezes or my Smirnoff Ices. And like,
I really hate that drinking stigma around girly drinks.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
That makes me so cross. I was in a bar in Birmingham and I was ordering Copperberg, it was a Copperberg, one of those fruity ciders for my friend, and I was ordering myself a whiskey, and the barman just talked to me like the fruity cider was for me. Yeah. And I was just like,
didn't put the fruity one in front of you and the whiskey in front of...
in front of my friend. No, he went, because I said, because my friend had said, I don't want the same one again. Ask them what they've got. So I was like, what fruit ciders, what flavours do you have? Like, and he's like, well, women generally prefer this one or something like that. And I was like, mate, I'm having the whiskey. Don't what?
But you're like, don't comment like that. Just say people prefer.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Yeah, my mates always had a lot of stigma for drinking girly drinks.
But it's like, why?
It's too stupid.
It's like, men do get really impressed when you drink whiskey.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Yeah.
It's one of the many reasons that I love you.
Like, it's just a drink.
Yeah.
It's just a drink. Like,
yeah. I think that it's strange because because again, playing a lot of brass bands, there was a big beer drinking culture, and there was like a little Irishman called Isaac who used to brag about the fact he'd have like 18, 19 pints in a night out and be paralytic, and he was only about 5 foot tall.
3 cheers for you.
Yeah, and it was just kind of like I got drawn into it because I was like, oh, must be what normal people do. It's only when you kind of have a mirror held up to it and going, this is really, you see like the people that are now alcoholics or have got really bad liver disease or whatever.
Yeah, knock themselves on it.
Yeah.
It makes you think again, doesn't it, a little bit? Yeah. That actually this kind of career drinking thing and bragging about it and being impressed by it, and it's like, well, you're damaging yourself, and actually we should encourage a bit more mindfulness. I mean, it's shocking how people react when you say you're not drinking. Like, it's always a shock when people are like, oh, come on, have a drink. Like,
people do try and bully you into it.
I had a friend in Sober October who was just sort of, I went to the Crowbar, which was probably a bad idea during Sober October, but I was basically I said, oh, I'm not drinking tonight, I'd really like one, but not. He's like, just have one. I'm like, well, I don't want one, I'm not drinking. He's like, stop moaning about it, have one. I was like, no, I don't want it. And it was basically, I think part of it is because, he probably wanted me to get him a drink, but it's about that kind of using other people to justify your own behaviour.
Yeah.
So by me not drinking,
it makes them feel bad.
Yeah. And I feel bad for them. I'm not trying to make them feel bad. No. It's just that, I wish it was not a big deal.
A lot of people, I have friends now who have just decided to stop drinking altogether through sort of looking back on their behaviour while they're drunk or the reasons why they drink and of the fallout the next day and how how bad they feel, not just physically but like
emotionally, anxiety that comes with it.
Exactly. And I see it more and more. I see a lot more people going down that route. But if someone says, I'm not drinking tonight, just let it be.
Let it be, yeah.
Just be like,
or if you
fine.
Catch them on a soft drink round or a fake beer round, allow it. Just leave it alone.
And if it's a girl, don't ask her if she's pregnant, please. Oh my God.
You got the stick, mate.
No, because even if she is, it's none of your business until she decides to tell you.
Yeah,
so just
truth.
Pack it in all together.
Absolutely.
People are dicks.
Yeah. You got to
Next
stay
beer?
on it. Yeah, let's have our next beer. What do you fancy?
Cracking through these quite fast.
We're doing it well.
I'm going to go with this one.
I love the Brooklyn Special Effects.
Oh, I've never had this one.
It's a favourite of mine, actually.
I might just go with this because
You're
I
going to
really
go
like it.
Punk AF, right?
It's good.
I don't know if I'm going to have the Nanny State or the flat tyre. Flat tyre. Okay.
Oh, shit.
That's another
Oh, now
one.
I'm going to have to make it an explicit content. No, you've sworn.
Fuck!
You might as
Let's
well
just fucking swear.
just
like,
drop all
fucking
the
loads.
F-bombs now because we're drinking beer and swearing and being mad. So, do you guys remember your first hangover where you said, I'm never going to drink again?
No, because I've never said that.
Have you never had one of those?
Never said that.
I do. I remember going around a friend's house, and this was when I was like first starting drinking, and they did a shit mix of basically all the spirits from his dad's sort of booze cabinet. And when the room's spinning and you're like uncontrollably vomiting, and you're going, "This is the worst decision I've ever made in my life. This is my end of my life now."
I'm really lucky. I've never had a vommy hangover, ever.
No, I've had second day sick once.
I have never.
I drank
had
off
it.
wine. Gone off wine.
Oh, mate. But that's probably more.
Somebody bullied me into having a Jaeger bomb, shot of Jaeger in this white wine.
Oh my god.
And the wine had turned, and I've never been so sick in all my life.
That's just
It was
vile.
horrific.
Was it me?
And it wasn't you. You're off the hook, fortunately. You're like, Jaeger bomb, but I'd never put it in wine. Surely that wasn't me. But maybe I don't remember if I was so pissed I was putting it in wine. Gosh.
I've done worse things. So.
This flat tyre is lovely.
It's interesting having the Punk AF after having the others.
Yeah.
It's not as nice.
It's not carrying, no.
Yeah. I think the sours kind of ruin my palate a little bit.
Soz.
Sorry.
That's good.
It's hoppy. It's very hoppy. The Brooklyn's very hoppy.
This is quite watery. What is this?
This is the flat tyre.
I'm not down with that.
Flavour
really.
palettes are like the flavours are alright.
It's plain.
It is plain, but I think there's space for that.
I like that.
Punk AF's nice.
That could be
very,
carbonated
very nice.
water if it wasn't that colour.
If it wasn't bran.
Yeah.
So who's the winner?
That's my favourite.
The
so
Brooklyn?
I haven't had the punk ale.
Ah, sorry. You can't have it.
I'm having it now.
You've missed your
far. I'll
chance.
try that one actually.
Oh yeah, you want to
With
do the
others,
flat
but-
tyre. What do you think?
It still stands up for me. This.
The Punk AF, yeah.
Yeah.
It's solid, isn't it?
It's got everything that a normal beer has. So it's got the taste of it when it's in your mouth, and then the aftertaste as well, which is what a lot of these are lacking.
Yeah, the bite after. That feeling that lets you know you've had a beer.
Yeah. But this has it.
Yeah.
The Brooklyn had it as well.
The Erdinger has it.
The Erdinger
The
definitely.
Ghost
has
Ship
it.
was
Yeah.
pretty tight. Yeah. Do you like the Brooklyn? Keep that. Keep the Brooklyn.
It's interesting because I'm not a big fan of hoppy kind of lagers and beers really, but that one's actually quite nice.
Well,
I wouldn't say it's hoppy.
It's got a slight.
It's just got lots of flavour.
I think this is what happens with the fake beers, though, is that you need the flavour to stand up a little
Yeah.
bit, don't you? Because
I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one.
Put burping trigger warning on this at the start.
I was holding back as well.
But yeah, you need the extra. You know, usually when you're drinking a beer, it might not be the kind of beers that you go for when you're having a genuine real beer.
Yeah.
But when you're having a fake beer, you kind of want something that's going to have some flavour and some, like you say, that beery aftertaste, that bite. So you're looking for a bit more from a fake beer. So if you're usually drinking Peronis, lagers, light lagers, you might want to go for something like the Brooklyn or something with a bit more stuff to it, because the flat tyre, the Punk AF is kind of a bit lighter on the flavour notes. So you know, if you want to have that feeling of I've had a beer, you want to go for the stronger flavour palettes. Yeah. But sometimes I just crack one of these in the afternoon like a fake beer and drink it like a can of soda, because I don't like sweet drinks. You know,
my mum has diabetes, so she packed up drinking long ago, but she misses it. But she buys these and makes shandies.
Oh, nice.
And I was drinking shandy with her.
Lager shandy.
Yeah,
that's quite
it was
nice.
really good.
Yeah.
Because shandy, like, there's a big stigma around shandy as well, which I think is weird. But that is really nice on a hot day.
It is very good.
And it's really good if you're thirsty.
It's pretty good if you're hungover.
Yeah.
Sorry to say.
Don't be sorry.
Speaking of which,
you know,
the irony
you
of
got to.
Well, at least this isn't a real beer podcast, because then you might be in trouble.
You're dobbing us in for being hungover, Tom.
Yeah, sorry.
You can never come on my podcast again. You can never, ever, ever come on here again
I
and
fully
dog me
intend to
in.
drink real alcohol after this. Anyway,
Yeah,
so.
totally. Well, this is this is the measure of it.
Yeah.
We're not saying don't drink, be sober forever, but let's make some efforts to be a bit more mindful with it, and this is helpful.
Yeah.
To do so, especially like with New Year around the corner.
I think for me as well is I remember after about 10 years of living in London, I did a bit of a calculation of how much I must have spent on alcohol in 10 years.
Oh, don't. Oh,
and it's like even thinking about...
Even if I think about it in a month.
Yeah.
But my lifetime?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know. It was in the hundreds of thousands of pounds.
Yeah, it would have to be.
And it's like, when you think that's a deposit on a house, that's probably buying the house or flat outright.
Yeah.
So had I chosen not to drink, but I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, would I have had that fun if I hadn't had the alcohol?
Alcohol's led me to some really good places, though. I met
Wales.
my husband because of alcohol. At AA. No, I'm joking. I was working in a bar. He was a customer. Not really at AA. But no, I don't think there's anything to regret unless it's taken.
See, I think as well, we get reliant on alcohol giving us access to that part of ourselves that wants to go on those adventures.
Yeah.
And I think when I get to the end of the Sober October month, I can start to do it without it. But initially I find it very hard.
It's more psychological than physiological.
I find it hard to go into social situations where it's just people that I sort of middle ground know, not my best friends. I can chill with my best friends all the time, but those kind of, or colleagues of level, find that really difficult when I'm drinking. But then towards the end of the month, it's just like a muscle you've let go weak.
Yeah.
You got to work that back up. Yeah. That kind of walking into a room and being present and having conversations off the back cold.
Yeah.
You haven't got the drinking as a crutch.
No.
But it can be done, and you can.
I remember I went
work on it.
Clubbing in Sober October, which I was really worried about because I was going, this is gonna suck. And I had I probably had about 4 or 5 pints of Diet Coke, and obviously the amount of caffeine in it.
Yeah.
So I was wired. I was dancing all night.
Surely.
And
On the dance floor.
Yeah. Throwing shapes. But I woke up the next morning. I felt hungover because of I think it was because I stayed up really, really late.
Yeah.
And then was really tired and dehydrated.
You can get a caffeine hangover.
Yeah.
You can get one.
So I felt crap, and I was like, oh, I've faux pas this as well.
That's a funny thing, isn't it? When people say oh, when you do a Sober October, you're gonna feel great and not have hangovers, and then you do something like drink 2 litres of Coke and feel like absolute crap, and you're like, oh, you can't just replace one poison for another. You know.
The biggest thing for me was the fact that I was having dreams, because normally I don't really remember any of my dreams, but when we did Sober October, it was unbelievable the difference in kind of my recall of my dreams and sleeping better, and I felt better, more refreshed and things like that.
I find that when I have a sober sleep, I can't wake up properly in the morning. I find it really hard to get going. Whereas if I've had a drink, I wake up the next morning, I'm like, okay.
It's really
and
weird.
It's really strange.
I have very much
Maybe
the
it's
opposite.
because I sleep deeper if I haven't had a drink.
You're a bit more groggy.
But
Yeah. The weird thing about dream state sleep with alcohol is that, when you get the delirium tremens for people that have been drinking constantly for a long time, and when they first sober up, it's their brain basically dumps all their dreams in as fast as possible. It's because your brain really needs dream sleep. We haven't figured out why exactly, but your brain does need it. And if you keep suppressing it, it kind of resurges, so probably when you did Sober October, you were probably having 6 months worth of dreams, or kind of a backlog.
I don't drink. I tend to binge drink rather than drinking steadily throughout the week. It tends to be
you're a big weekend drinker.
Yeah, so I won't drink during the week at all, and I also try and avoid to drink when I'm stressed. So if I am stressed, I'll be my natural inclination is I want to have a whiskey or whatever just to chill out. But I'm if I start doing that, then I get a dependency on it, and it becomes a crutch.
It's that same muscle, isn't it? You've got to be able to deal with your stress without it and keep that muscle strong rather than you start crotching with alcohol.
Frankly, it's if ever something awful happened and I actually really did need a drink, I would that would be...
It would work.
Yeah. Because if I'm just doing it all the time, then it would be probably not...
Wow, yeah.
It's probably not a good way of thinking of it.
You constantly find excuses, don't you, to have them. That's the thing. If you stress drink...
Oh, it's Monday.
Yeah, and then it's... then you're silly. Yeah, exactly. You're just, we're having steak.
Yeah.
We're going to have a red wine because we're having steak. You start finding little excuses.
I do that, though. You do have to have red wine.
I was when you said it, I was licking my lips.
I was like, I could eat a steak.
Yeah.
And have some red wine. But instead, I'm going to have this Bex.
You're going to try your Bex? Yeah. Okay, I will try the... I know the San Miguel's not up to much. I've had it before.
I'll take that one then. I've not tried that before.
Pass me the Heine, baby.
Heine.
We better get that nanny state open as well.
That's what it is.
Oh. ASMR.
and then...
There you go.
Cheers.
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 Ugh.
Yeah, this is one of the first. I think this is the first alcohol-free beer I ever tried.
Yeah.
And it's just as bad as it was then.
Do you know, I quite like the Beck's Blue. I've always quite liked it, but then I guess now, I bet when I have it now against all these other beers, it's not going to stand up.
It does taste quite beery.
Yeah.
But it tastes like the kind of beer that I really hate, which is bog standard beers like Beck's.
Standard lager. It tastes like Beck's.
This smells like sweaty feet.
Oh, lovely.
What is that?
Sniff my beer.
Switch around.
That's the San Miguel.
Oh. I didn't like it. I didn't like it the first time. It was better than the Peroni though.
It does smell.
Peroni's
Actually, it smells quite caramelly.
Caramelly feety?
You know what? And I'm probably palate all over the place. But right now, the Beck's Blue has got a kind of Marmitey thing going on for me. I'm like, what is that? It's like a weird salty almost, like that.
It's very bitter.
It's bitter.
Heineken's alright.
The Heine's alright, yeah.
It's fine, a bit watery,
right.
I wasn't down with whatever that was. What was that?
A San Miguel. No. Have you had the Heine? Try the Heine, Amy.
Cokey.
Pick it a pokey.
We should do a little ranking of these. So this what we did before the podcast to prepare, we went to our local Tesco's. Yeah, it's quite sweet, the Heineken, yeah. And we went, and they've got quite a good selection. So most of these beers have come from our local supermarket. Yeah. Apart from the Faux Fox, which you brought from the bar.
I bought from my bar, which is Brewdog. And you can get all of the alcohol-free beers in most Brewdog, all Brewdog bars.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they should usually have one on draft as well.
Amy, you were telling me the other day that there was a pop-up alcohol... was it a pop-up that happened?
We're not allowed to talk about it.
No, the one that wasn't Sainsbury's did.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Spoiler!
Oh, am I going to have to do an edit?
Thanks for having me.
Get your coat.
No, it's fine, because we didn't actually talk about it. So no, Sainsbury's did a pop-up alcohol-free pub for 2 days called the Clean...
Vic? The Clean Vic. That was it. I knew it was a good pun. Couldn't remember what it was.
Clean Vic.
The Clean Vic.
Yes.
That's really awesome. I think, like, having the opportunity to enjoy a pub experience where there's no booze around is probably... Yeah. I bet they did really well out of it.
I'm not sure if it would have legs as a long-term bar, though.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it'll do well in January, it'll do well in October. But I think the rest of the time...
Yeah.
I
don't know. I mean, it's lovely, like the pub experience of like sitting down with your friends, playing some board games, having a drink and a chat. You know, without it becoming a messy environment. Yeah. And also that if your friend doesn't drink, whatever, you know, it's not like everyone's going to get messy and there'll be one person sat there going, I don't want to be around this alcoholic or alcohol fueled behaviour. It keeps everybody on the same page. And then they can all enjoy that pub environment, which I think is quite cool.
Yeah.
Because I don't always want to go to cafes.
No.
If I'm not drinking or if I'm dodging drinking, I don't always want to go to a cafe. I like pubs. I like the way they smell.
Probably smell like that because of the alcohol.
But these alcohol-free pubs don't smell very good. No. Like when they first banned smoking inside and everyone could actually smell what pubs...
Clubbing was awful after that.
Everyone just smelled like vomit.
Yeah, clubs all smelled like vomit.
I was like, well, the smoke was masking the vomit. That was
That's what it was, yeah.
And the smell of the men's toilets in the underworld.
Yikes. Yikes,
Slimelight. The smell of Slimelight after they took the
smell of Limelight.
Yeah.
Horrific.
Absolutely vile.
The smell of misery and bad decisions.
Oh, that smells... How does a venue smell soily?
Home of my 20s, that place.
Yeah, it smells sort of earthy in there.
Do you know why? Well, when I first started going there, if anyone was sick or there was a big spillage, they just used to put cat litter down on the floor. Which is why you would come out with slime on you, because it would turn into some kind of sludge. I'm pretty sure they stopped doing that.
We went to visit in New York.
McShawley's.
And they just was it the 1800s this bar was open? It's like one of the oldest bars in America. They had like one of the US presidents had sat in a chair, so they had the chair there behind the bar and stuff.
Now to the wall.
Yeah, it was random.
Weird.
They just threw sawdust down on the floor.
All over the floor.
Yeah.
We walked in and the guy's like, "Can I get you a
hamsters?
drink?" And we were like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I'll make this easy for you. We only got dark ale or light ale." And I was like, "Oh, I have a light ale then." That's it. That's all they do.
Yeah.
2 kinds of beer, sawdust on the floor.
I mean,
that's
the phrase "spit and sawdust" does come from somewhere.
Yeah.
Some hipster came in and asked if they served croissants, and he's like, "Get the fuck
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, you get out of here. What does this look like? A bakery?
Should we
crack the nanny state? Yeah, I'm eyeing it. I quite like nanny state. You don't like it, do you, Amy?
I haven't had it for a long time, but I remember not liking it.
Well, get it down, you. I wonder if we do this with real beer, what would happen to us?
Well, we get pissed, obviously.
I don't think we've consumed enough.
Not enough.
I don't think we've even had a half pint each.
If it was real beer, would we be chugging it? We'd be like,
There'd be a lot more burping, that's for sure.
Yeah, gassy.
I see what you mean about the Marmite.
It's the Marmite, isn't it? It's
after
kind
having
of
all the others.
bittery, yeah. It's got a weird... I mean, I quite like the Beck's Blue generally, but in comparison with all the others, you still don't like the nanny state. Let's have a go.
There's some kind of weird aftertaste in it, like detergenty. I don't know.
That's a face and a half for it.
When you said detergenty, I tasted it. And I've never noticed that before, but it's got a kind of
like washing up liquid
chemically soapy kind of flavour. I usually like the nanny state. It doesn't usually bother me, but I don't know if I'll ever untaste that.
Sorry if I've
now.
Ruined it.
I've got a ton of all this in the fridge, so brilliant. There you go. Stuck on it.
Shandy it, it'll be fine.
Yeah,
bad,
exactly.
But I think after all the others.
Right, who's the winner? I mean, what's the best so far? Ooh. What do we like?
I
Let's bring our top 3 back and try them all against each other.
Ghost Ship.
Erdinger needs to be in the top 3.
Ghost Ship, Erdinger. Sure. I like the Brooklyn. Brooklyn special effects.
For me, that's the top.
That's
3.
the top.
Yeah.
PunkRockHealth's pretty good. It's a bit watery though in comparison with these ones.
These are a bit stronger, aren't they?
I'd like an honourable mention for the Faux Fox, just for
bring it in for an honourable mention.
A
whole different flex.
Yeah.
You know what I've got in the fridge as well? I've got fake gin and tonic.
Oh.
Yeah. You ever had a fake gin and tonic?
I haven't.
Shall I?
You want to? Yeah. Just reach in, Tom, and grab a fake gin and tonic out. Yeah, because this is the thing, like. The low alcohol options and the no alcohol options are just expanding rapidly. And you know, with Seedlip, they've made a botanicals kind of thing. Well, I think this is Sainsbury's.
There's one I tagged you in the other day. Is it 3 spirits? 3?
Oh, yeah. And they've made the bottles really sexy.
Yeah.
Like they've proper nailed that, you know, when you buy spirits, the sexy bottle and
I'm
the
a sucker for
branding.
that.
And me too. I'm seduced by it, but they've done it well.
They've branded it like your pre-drinking drink, your out having fun drink, and then nightcap is like your whiskey finisher.
Wow.
I don't know what they taste like.
Well, I have to try them. There you go.
Okay.
Fake gin and tonic. So Gordon's have done fake gin and tonic.
And this is
Tesco's own version. And I think you can get Seedlip ones as well.
Smells like lemonade.
Yeah?
Have you tried it before?
I have tried it, yeah. I have tried it before. When I was sober for October...
It's lemonade.
When I was sober for October, I was quite glad of it because it just broke up all the fake beers, you know.
Sure. There's a hint of gin, I suppose.
No, it's ginny.
It's probably the botanicals that
yeah, it's kind of got that floralness to it. It's
There's
not bad.
a chap that used to be on Made in Chelsea who battled a drink problem, and he's created his own distillery called Clean Liquor.
Nice.
And it's gin, it's real gin, and I think they're bringing out vodka as well, but it's 2%. So it's made in the same way that you make gin and all of that, but the alcohol is reduced
really
massively.
reduced down, yeah.
And the idea is that you can drink it and you're drinking alcohol and you know you're drinking alcohol, but it's not anywhere near going to have the effect, you know, that it did before. That's quite an interesting idea.
That is pretty good. You know, I've noticed with all the low alcohol options out there that if they're available, when I feel like I've had a lot, I will switch out. Where if they're not available, I'll keep drinking. So it's great that they are becoming more and more available.
Yeah.
Because you will, like you say, with the 2% gin, once it's out there, you know, people will jump on it. Yeah, especially people that like. I got a friend. She can't drink more than 2 wines. She's smashed 2 drinks, and all of her friends are like hardened drink. Well, not all of her friends, but a big bunch of us are like hardened drinkers.
Yeah.
So she was always kind of getting dragged along with what we're doing, and we're buying in rounds and buying her drinks, and she's red-faced and sloshy, you know, and it's not fair. And it's nice that a 2% gin would just be perfect for her, because she's not against having a drink. She just can't have a drink to the levels that her group of friends can.
There's a lot of really nice low percentage beers as well. There's a style of beer called Radler, which is traditionally between 2 and 3% ABV, and they come in really lovely flavours, usually grapefruit or citrusy, but they're like really tasty, really nice, and they're becoming really popular now as well.
Fantastic.
So,
don't get all tangled up, mate. Don't get all tangled up. Yeah. So, do you think this new year you'd be tempted to try having a few fake beers and making it a bit more of a mindful occasion?
Possibly. I'd probably be more likely to do it if I went out.
Yeah.
I'm not likely to do it if I'm sitting at home. If I'm sitting at home and I've decided that I'm not drinking that evening for whatever reason, I'll probably just drink water, because that's just what I drink at home.
Yeah.
Or coffee or whatever.
That's what I was going to say, is that I would like to try and just drink more, just water.
Yeah.
Nothing else, because let's be honest, if you put all this other stuff, no matter what, sugars or... you know.
If I'm at home, I almost exclusively drink water, apart from my morning hot drink. But yeah, if I was out, you know, with a group of people, and I didn't want to go for it, I definitely would drink some of these if they were around.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
Put a few breaks in.
Yeah.
A few fake beer breaks.
Yeah.
Near beer.
The thing is, for us, we don't go out very often, so when we do go out, we're drinking. But you know, yeah. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I don't see, especially these are so good. I think I said this one earlier, but I think this is still my favourite. This is, but it tastes. Or if you gave that to me and told me it was a normal beer, I would believe you, 100%.
There we go.
But you'd be very confused after you drank 12 pints of it.
I would.
I could still walk.
I would. That's true, but no, this is still my winner. All those years later. But yeah. Solid choices.
Good on the beer companies for bringing out a low to no alcohol version of all their
There's
all
a
their
huge
beers.
market
There's
for
a huge.
it.
I mean, even Budweiser's got one out now as well. You know, I mean, we've skimmed, you know, the handful that are readily available in your local Tesco's, and a couple that you brought special from Brewdog. You know, but I mean, Brewdogs are everywhere, so you know, we've skimmed what you can easily access. But if you want to get into it and be a beer nerd, you can you be an alcohol-free beer nerd. Yeah, easily, for sure. Easily. There's plenty of it.
Definitely.
Roger that. Well, here's to a more mindful drinking in the new year, 2020.
Should we clink these?
Yeah, go on. Let's take a favourite.
Take our winner.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good times. And that was episode 9 of the Punk Rock Health podcast, Near Beer for the New Year, with guests Amy and Tom. I hope we've inspired you to try some of the alcohol-free alternatives out there, and maybe got the odd ASMR response with our clinks and clicks. Either way, thanks for listening. This podcast is brought to you by PunkRockHealth.co.uk, a small independent business bringing you wellness with a punk rock attitude. Check out the website for more information, podcasts, blogs, and of course our online store filled with eco and ethical goodies made in alternative style. If you want to hear more from us at Punk Rock Health, follow us on Instagram, it's at punkrock_health, or on Facebook, that's /punkrockhhealth. Catch you next time.